So California is continuing to support their alliances and move out towards the east, this time in a war against Minnesota, helping out Nevada. And then we have the Deep South, which might fall to both New England and Ontario. Well, I guess I shouldn't say the Deep South. It should just be Virginia that really loses a lot, which, I mean, let's keep in mind that Virginia is probably the most powerful in this alliance with, South Carolina and Florida. Florida's okay, but they really lost a significant amount of power as time has gone on. And plus, I've been kind of overrating Florida for a while. I do like how many coastal provinces they have, which means they have a very strong navy, but that's not going to help them out too much in a war against California. But we're going to need to look in and kind of see how many troops Ontario sends over. If Ontario still has like a dominating sort of morale and army, because they have had that for a long time. Also, Alabama got back a few of their provinces, it looks like. So there you go. Well, from northern Mississippi at least. But yeah, formerly northern Mississippi. But they're still doing good. How was Arkansas? Didn't look like that for Arkansas. Looks like they got a little bit beefed up in the last video too. It's hard to look at all the smaller states. I am back on speed 5 again. Who is this? Oh, that is a Native American colony, isn't it? I believe it is. I mean, of course, it's still going to be Western technology, but or pretty much. I mean, this technology group is pretty much Western. I learned that over the break, that it's essentially the same thing. So when the Europeans come, there's not going to be a significant advantage over one or the other. But yeah, that I believe, I don't know, is Native American. Not entirely sure about that though. Indiana is kind of sieged out here, but here comes Ontario in the north. I think that's gonna be it. I think Virginia is gonna get messed up. Now, who takes the most amount of land here? New England was the person that declared the offensive war, but the casus belli used wasn't technically to take land. It was just against the heresy, disconnected Catholics. So I guess New England just wanted to spread Catholicism or something against American baptism, even though Indiana's Protestant, so it's just kind of all confusing. Yeah, but here comes Ontario. They're going to send over more troops. Most of Virginia, I believe, has Virginia's capital been sieged just yet? Not yet, it looks like, unless it's this one. Oh, it is, Richmond. Yes, Richmond has been occupied. Oh, well, that's not good. That is really not good. South Carolina not doing very well either. So, who's going to take more here? Indiana's at 9 war score. Is that the same as, well, technically New England's at 58. That's what we need to look at, because they're the war leader. You're also, Ontario's now fighting another war, which is they're going to have to back away. Oh, South Carolina never came to the aid of Virginia. That's surprising. Dang, so look at that. Ontario pretty much is going to divide up the Deep South. They're not going to be the same after this. So Ontario's going to come to the aid of Minnesota, which, did that war already end? Yeah, Nevada just wanted to release Missouri, I guess. Oh, they released Wisconsin too. So that war ended immediately like that. They were forced to release Wisconsin and Missouri. So anyone that's from Wisconsin, or Missouri, I guess you could say, needs to thank Nevada for coming to their aid, I guess. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think I know Wyoming's, Wyoming is strong, but I don't think they're that strong. I don't think they can fight Ontario. Yeah, clearly, Ontario, they don't have as much of an advantage morale-wise as they used to. Unless this regiment just got out of war, just got out of a previous battle. Technically, military tactics is on Wyoming's side. We should check on that. Yeah, there's technology-wise, Nevada is ahead. Well, we should be looking just at military technology. So there's a few people ahead in terms of military tech, but not that big of a deal. It's only providing, 0.1 extra in the military tactic. Yeah, that's really nothing, right? I don't think that's that significant of a deal, I guess. So how are these wars going for you? No advantage over Wyoming and Kansas, but you are winning Virginia with plus 21 war score. Where are you at now, New England? New England will be able to do whatever they want, it looks like, with Virginia, which New England desperately needs to cut across here and get further over. Is there any other wars that are going on? Besides the Wyoming, war. We've got some more wars going on, I believe, with Estado Mexico. Estado Mexico continuing to push. Oh, and California is back at this. Jalisco, again, Sonora, and California trying to stop the Mexican states from rising up from the south. Again, I don't believe it went too well last time. Estado Mexico, I think, ended up dominating this war. Maybe this is the bane of California. It's Estado Mexico. Who would have guessed? Also, while this is going, I want to check on Victoria. Victoria is in an interesting situation. I don't believe we can check on Victoria's idea groups just yet. They do have Casabella against Tasmania, so they might try something there. They might try to land there. We'll have to keep that in mind. We need to watch out for that, because Victoria, they've got to start to colonize, man. They've got to start to colonize, and they'll be in a pretty good situation. Wow. Yeah, Virginia not doing so well. Virginia's in a very, very tough spot. How are you doing, Wyoming? Wyoming is not doing too well, as we see kind of Minnesota occupations. Oh, and Ontario going deeper into Wyoming. Well, I don't think... Minnesota has no claims to these lands. I don't think they're going to take anything. I think Wyoming will survive this. Yeah, I think the war just ended right there. Oh, no. Just those occupations went away. Why is that? Why did they just vanish? And how is North Dakota still... Oh, I guess Ontario likes North Dakota. That's why they're still alive. So these wars are still going on. We still don't know the results of... We still don't know what's going to be the fate of the Deep South. How about Estado Mexico? Are they holding back California? I don't know. It looks okay. I mean, here's the thing. At the end of the day, the war was declared on Jalisco. For Jalisco. So either way, they have those occupations over Jalisco. So, was it? Yeah. So they have 11 war score. They're going to, I think, ultimately win the war. Bam. Now Pennsylvania, a pretty weak state at this point. Deciding to jump on the coalition against Virginia bandwagon, I guess. Is there anything else interesting going on? We've got our first independence war, so that will lead to some interesting things. And Great Britain is deciding to help them out. That's big news. I'm willing to bet that Castilian and West Indies will get their independence from that. Austria is fighting a little bit. So Jalisco is not going to survive this no matter what. They're in two separate wars. They probably won't end up winning this. Boom. Virginia has been really cut up now. And Indiana did end up taking more. I thought New England declared the war. I thought it was New England, but maybe that was a mistake. They did take a core. Looks like one or two, two provinces away. So they're going to need to core that stuff. You know, Pennsylvania might even have some luck too. Although, wait a second. Were they forced to release Maryland? Bam. So you know what? Pennsylvania is going to be screwed. I don't think they can core this stuff. Maybe that. Wow, Virginia, you just got messed up. And you lost your alliance with South Carolina. That's all really big. South Carolina has completely flipped. The Deep South is, that alliance is over. South Carolina is now allied to Ontario. That is a major, major deal. Although, I mean, I don't know. Virginia is pretty weak now. Florida is in a tough spot now because you're hated by California. You should probably go after Bama. I mean, Florida is going to have to take matters in their own hands or else they're going to get eaten up. This is a very weak point, at least when it comes to kind of the eastern coast. When we look at... How is this doing? Still don't know what the results of... Actually, California's getting their butt kicked. It looks like the Mexican states are the bane of California. They're not going to be able to stop them, I don't think. I don't think they will. Occupation. Wow, why is California losing this so bad? Maybe they're stretched out too thin. I mean, California's been in war after war. They're fighting two different wars. Yeah, you know what? That was probably it. We might see some interesting releases. California might be forced to release a chunk of Texas, technically. How are you doing with your war? 9 war score? Yep, I think it's pretty safe to say that they're going to get their independence. France is colonizing Venezuela. It's already a colony of itself, is it? No, that's still French. That's still French lands. It hasn't formed anything. Portuguese Brazil's looking good. But still nothing there. I think Virginia's probably going to lose some more since... well, actually, did Pennsylvania take... No, Pennsylvania is not pieced out just yet. And rebels have popped up, too. So that's not good. Wyoming ended up winning their war against Minnesota. That is incredible. Minnesota, bam, lost 4 provinces? Jeez. So just like that, I mean, that's going to weaken almost the entirety of the Ontario alliance, although they are not allied. Ontario is now, all of Canada pretty much is allied. And I guess North Dakota is now a Canadian province. They've totally switched over. Alaska's been destroyed too. I don't know when that happened, but British Columbia did eliminate them completely. British Columbia's in a war. With who? Oh. Oh, Wyoming. This is big. Now, I can't help but not root for Wyoming here because they have been such a huge underdog, especially because I mentioned them in the first video or the second video, how small of a state Wyoming actually is. It's incredible to see them succeed like this. It's hard not to root for them. So hopefully Lincoln provides a little bit of extra support, but I know British Columbia is pretty powerful at this point. There you go. This is the battle right here. This is the battle for the entire war. Well, I don't know why British Columbia doesn't call in some of their alliances. I'm guessing they declared the offensive war. Wyoming looked probably pretty weak. Oh, is Washington involved? I think, yeah, Washington. Oh, this is interesting. This might be just a war for the state of Washington, actually. Lincoln versus, yeah, that's all it is. It's not anything. It's not Wyoming versus British Columbia. It's just for like a province or two. Lincoln wants to be the new Washington, and Washington wants to be the old Washington. Oh, gosh. Castilian and West Indies in 12 war score. Has 12 war score. And the Californian War has ended. What happened with California? So California's fine, but once again, Sonora's slowly getting crushed. California is weaker than before, allied to Alabama, and this one state that I can't pronounce at all. Notice that it's not Estado of Mexico that's really getting most of the land here. It's actually more states like Sinaloa. Oh my gosh. San Luis is in a war. Yeah, but it's mostly these northern states that are getting most of the kind of advantages here. I could see California switching sides and maybe attacking Sonora at some point, but California's also desperate for alliances, whereas Ontario looking real good. Even though they've lost, they've lost alliances, they'll just get up new ones. People really like Ontario for some reason. What's going on here? Who's winning the war? Is it Lincoln? Who's going to be the new Washington? Oh, Lincoln's getting their butt kicked. -28. So Washington might become Washington once again. Possibly. Washington might be the real Washington once again. We'll see. What else was going on? Was there something else going on? I believe there might be something that I'm missing. But maybe not. I don't know if I didn't look at the results. I mean, what did Pennsylvania ended up doing? I think Pennsylvania ended up losing a province from this Virginia war. Virginia is still kind of recovering from the results of what happened. And how's South Carolina doing? So are they hated? No, Florida and Virginia still like South Carolina, so they might get that alliance back up, possibly. Who has claims on these lands on southern Louisiana? Only Arkansas, which would be really smart for Arkansas to go after. Peasants have Missouri preoccupied, or I guess occupied. Preoccupied, I guess, works too, somewhat there. So Wyoming is going to lose this war, but I don't know if Wyoming's going to lose any land. It's probably just going to be Lincoln being eliminated, more than likely. Can't really see anything else going on. Let's go ahead and check once again on Victoria. How you doing, Victoria? Still fine. You're still about the exact same. Nothing's going on. And more and more colonization going on in Latin America. Big news will be this, which I'm sure, yep, that is where they're approaching their independence very closely. I mean, it's not like Castile is going to be able to do anything to stop that. Great Britain did form. Clearly, they were England before. They still need to destroy Scotland, though, at some point, to clean up those borders there. Who's allied to Provence? Why is Provence still around? That's the weird part. Oh, Provence is supporting independence. That's kind of interesting. I didn't realize that. So French... oh, and Holland is now here, too. We do have Castilian West Indies colonizing by themselves. So this will be, I think, more than likely Haiti that forms. I think it'll pretty much be Haiti that forms. And they'll probably support the independence of the British West Indies, too. So yeah, now the colonization is kind of crazy at this point. Oh, Wyoming did lose things. They lost two provinces to Washington and to British Columbia. Wait, were they always there? No, they lost these two, yeah. Dang. That's the first time we've seen Wyoming lose a war in a while. It's been a long time since we've seen Wyoming lose a war. That's kind of shocking. Wasn't expecting that. How's Mexico looking? Mexico slowly cleaning up some things. San Luis, how's San Luis still staying alive? They've got a lot of smaller alliances, but nothing too big. Nothing going on in North America at the moment. Korea continuing to get involved in wars. Korea's going to look good, I think. Korea's going to be real good over here. I think it's only a matter of time before... Wait a second, did you get your independence? How? How did you not get your independence, Castile? That West Indies, Castilian West Indies, that doesn't make any sense. You were at 21%. I'm pretty sure, I think you need 25 or 30 for your independence to be declared, I guess, in a peace deal or something like that. I don't know how that happened. Maybe it took them too long, or I can't believe that though. Wow. Well, either way, you're going to be supported by Castile for a little bit longer, which might be better because you know you're going to be, they're probably going to help you ultimately with colonization. What did Timmy blow up like this? Man, there was just like a huge spread from everyone was just trying to grab hold of Timurid lands. So that was just like a huge thing that occurred. The Ottomans reaching down over here. We had, I still don't know how to pronounce this one, but they really were the ultimate beneficiary of the fall of Timmy. Oh, wow. Korea's looking really good now. Korea's pretty much just going to be Russia. Because Russia doesn't want to be Russia. I guess Russia probably wants to go after Scandinavia. Go after people like Norway and stuff like that. Still, you got to watch for France. France allied to Lyon. So it's pretty much almost guaranteed that France is going to be cutting into, I think, Iberia more and more. This alliance with Lyon is big, or Lyon. That's pretty big. Tuscany becoming, they're going to form Italy. So that'll be interesting. Italy might maybe get up a colony at some point if there's still some coastal provinces that remain by the time they form that. Is this Castile over here? It is. Wow. Wow, so things are definitely going to get crazy. But it just depends on who is going to be the one that attacks. You better not attack Ontario because they're too powerful at this point. Dang, Wyoming got some alliances. California and Indiana. Probably the two strongest at this point in the game. Yeah, that is a big deal. What's Florida going to do now? Florida's no longer allied to Virginia or South Carolina. They're only allied to Arkansas and New Mexico. You know, Florida allying to Estado of Mexico might not be a bad idea. I don't think so. Ontario at war with New England once again. This time again, but this time Maryland has gotten involved. Oh, whoa, that just changed drastically. Oh man. So they're involved in two wars. I see you. Maryland, New England, after D.C., South Carolina, and Indiana. Ouch. Wow. Okay, so yeah, New England will not survive this. I don't think. There's no way. But they've shocked us before. We'll see if they can shock us again. Anyways, guys, I'm going to stop right there. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.